Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our first guest tonight is music royalty, and we first introduced to him as a member of the legendary group, the Jackson 5. Well, he is back with brand new music, including his new single entitled Get It Baby, featuring Big Daddy Kane. Please help me welcome to the show the one and only Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Tito Jackson. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for that introduction, Stephen. It's great to be here.
Great to have you on. So excited and honored to have you on the show. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. I'm a fan, been a fan. But let me ask you. Now, a lot of us, we got to know you, your start anyway, and the Jackson 5. What are some of your fondest memories from those early days?
Well, just all the fun that we had as children, traveling the world, singing in front of millions of people, seeing things that you would only read in school text and things of that nature. I just remember all those days. They were wonderful, great days.
I can imagine. I can definitely imagine. So now you're back with a new single, Get It Baby. I mean, you wrote, produced it. What was the inspiration? What made you want to get back out there?
Well, it was a dream I've always had. It's something that I didn't have time to do when I was younger, when Jackie and Randy and Michael were like doing that thing. And
right.
it's time. I had children. I got married, and I want to be the father that I was responsible to be. And now that my children are grown and gone, and I have a lot more time on my hands, to do what I want to do. And looking at other careers such as Sinatra and the B.B. Kings and the Mick Jaggers and people, a lot of people that's a lot older in my age still doing it and doing it well. So I thought, it's Tito time. So I got back
Tito
out and did what I.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us about. We're gonna listen to the single after the interview, but tell us about "Get It Baby."
Yes, Get It Baby is a song that wasn't solely written by me. It was written by me and a group of friends of mine that's very well musicians, Earl Powell, Michael Jackson, not my brother, and Jeff Robinson, and myself. And it was something we wanted to put together that had inspiration, that had a nice dance beat that can cross the boards, not just appeal to one audience, but all audiences. And that's what came up with Get It Baby. And the title was so enticing because you get what? You can get a lot of things. It can be used for like products or just getting a good night's sleep or getting a diploma or whatever you're trying to get to it, and or getting love or whatever it is, that's what it represents. And I just been having fun with the whole project.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then you got Big Daddy Kane on there. How was it like working with him?
Well, I didn't actually do the part in the studio with Big Daddy Kane, but how we got Big Daddy Kane is that my producer, Earl Powell, he knew the manager of Big Daddy Kane, and what he basically did is he called up the manager and told him, because we had been trying to get someone on the record, and everyone was busy, but he came to the rescue. And first he was asking the question, is that Tito singing on the record, or is this just a Tito Jackson production thing? So he took the liberty to give me a call and ask me about that. Is that you singing? I said, yeah. He said, man, it sounds great. I love this song. He said, you know what? I'm going to hook it up. And he hooked it up. So it's history since then. But he was very enthused about doing the project and being part of the record and the song, and he wrote a very nice rap on it.
That's definitely a great thing. Definitely a great thing. Now, Get It Baby will be on your upcoming album, Tito Time, correct?
That's correct.
And what can your fans expect? I'm sorry.
What can my fans expect? I'm sorry. I was just going to give you the reason why I named it Tito Time. I think I've already done
that. Right. It's your time. It's your time. You've raised your family. You've done it. Now you're showing us how you're doing it in this era, which I can't wait to hear it. What can we expect to hear, though, on the album?
I got something for everybody. You know, whether you love
Mhm.
the up tempo thing or the nice lyrical songs. I got songs with a little Lionel type of country feeling too on it. You know, like a Sail On or something like that. You know, and I got some dance things, and I got some things I did with 3T on it, and they produced and wrote with me. And it's a compilation of about 14 tracks.
Absolutely.
So it's
Wow.
not it's not an 8 or 10 track album. It's a 14 track album, and if it was up to me, I would have made it a 30 track album. You know, because I have many songs that I've done over the time that I've never presented to anyone. But it's just something that I really want to do, and I had to do because my good friend Charles Barkley had made a comment on the sports TV about Tito Jackson being that we really miss him if he wasn't in the Jackson Five, and Miami Heat was like a team of Dwayne Wade and a bunch of Tito Jacksons when they lost or something, lost the game or something, and I just say, well, I'm a very quiet person, and Charles Barkley don't know my contributions because I'm not the type of person that's going to try to step out front and show people what I'm all about and this and that. I never was that character in the group, and that's not my personality. But I just thought it was time for me to speak out musically and to show people what they don't know, and to know I contribute a lot of music to the group and songs to the group that I started music and things of that nature, but that don't get the credit on the album.
Mhm.
And people usually look at the singers or things of that nature. So I just thought I should just do it and show them that I'm last, but I'm not going to be least. So
Absolutely.
I decided to do what I wanted to do.
That's the best way to respond to critics, or everyone has an opinion these days. Is that the best way to respond as an artist through your music?
Well, music seems to proof is always in the pudding, and
Mhm.
and I would my family's basically like this. We don't make comments. Like if there's anything that's negative or whatever, or we don't even if it's not true, we don't feed the fire because that's what they want you to do is get in a
Mhm.
confrontation and then that starts to sell things and you may say something then they may twist it around that
Exactly.
says
Mhm.
says something else and so you just don't allow yourself to get in that confrontation with them. And so uh, saying that, I just wanted to do my music and let the people decide whether they like it or what they think of it or however. And whether I sell one record or a million records, it's all good. I did what I set out to do, and they don't have to judge me. Only the good Lord can judge me, and that's just the way I feel about it. And I keep stepping.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what do you think is something funny that, or a habit we don't know that you do, or something we would never think that Tito Jackson does?
Oh, I do a lot of things people don't think I do. And that's one of the other things that kept me from music is like enjoying like things like fishing and working on Volkswagen vans and cars and things like that. I build construction. I do a lot of construction stuff. I built my own recording studio from the ground up, and and those things were keeping me busy. I enjoyed it, and I've been in show business all my life. I've been doing music all my life, and I just wanted to find out more about myself. And so
Absolutely.
it was sort of like a break period for myself, and I think everyone deserves that time and research who you are and what you represent and why you were put here. And the conclusion I came to is that you were put here for music. You need to do this music. That's what you need to be doing. And I was watching all these new artists come in and doing their thing and representing. Then you had the artists who never quit and was constantly putting out records, and some of them were still doing their things. People like Mr. Charlie Wilson and all these
Mhm.
people, and I'm
Yes.
saying, you know what? it's Tito time, man. What you gonna wait for until it's too late? So I decided I got to do this right now, right this moment. And not only that, my shyness is another thing that kept me away. Because I was always the shy one. I never hardly talked. I was the one that always wanted to make everything good, or whether the brothers had an argument on who was going to wear the most sparkly costume. I'll just take whatever's left. I'll just take it. I was just one of those type of people. But but now I got to do what I want to do and shine and I want to have a chance just like the other siblings have had. And I just feel if I had the same shot, I can do something with it. So that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Absolutely. I definitely feel that. It's Tito time. And I feel that even more so listening to you explain it. Let me ask you, I know you're going on tour with your son. Is it your son you're going on tour with in July? Can you talk about that?
Yes, 3T. Yes, it's something because I was setting up a tour for Tito time, and I was saying, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to bring them along with me because they not only that, the songs I had chosen to do in my show was from my album, and they sung on a lot of the background things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? That would just fit to have them come and open up for me, and then have them to join me on the songs that they sung on the album. We could incorporate the shows so they overlap, sort of like, and just be a good look. We use the same band, because we all know the same people,
mm-hmm.
and it's just something. It's a dream I've always had, to be able to work with my sons and just have. It's almost like an extension of working with my brothers.
Right.
There's only Mike here now, and we have the same blood, so we sound good together. We blend well together, so it's a good thing.
Well, that's awesome. I know. Where can we find out more about where you'll be touring?
Well, you can always check my website, which is not posted as of yet, but you can always check my website, and you can also find it on Tito Jackson 5 at Twitter, and you can find it on my Facebook as well, Tito Jackson 5.
So I know back, throughout the career, they didn't have social media, they didn't have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those kind of things. How are you, coming out with new music, reaching a large audience, which I can't imagine because you're already larger than life? How has social media played a big part of that, and how have you adapted to that new change of having to use social media?
Well, this is my first time really trying to do it on that base, because the Jacksons haven't had any recordings as a group in quite some time.
Right.
And this is my first solo release in my career. So this is all new to me in a sense, So, but it is very exciting how it works, and the broad audiences that you can reach, and it's not just getting your record played on the radio. It's also shows like yours, the internet, and things of that nature. And the internet is responsible for a lot of listeners hearing your music and the interviews and things of that nature. So it's changed in a great way, and I think it's for the better because people can sit down at their home and just go on their computer and get information instantly. Before you had to see a magazine, and who's ever on the cover, whether you like them or not, you may not buy that magazine because you're not interested in the person on the cover. But there's a great article about some singer in the middle, and the writing on the front is in small caption. So whereas social media is just something it's great. It's right in your face.
Yeah.
Whenever you
absolutely.
want it.
Before we go, I want to ask you, I know we recently lost Prince. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, my heart goes out to Prince. He was one of the greatest musicians, entertainers that I've seen in my lifetime. And I'm pretty sure he's up there, and him and Michael and James Brown and Otis Redding and all the rest of them are just really doing it well, and he will be remembered. His music cannot be repeated as he did it, and he's just one of those people that's going to always be a legend and gone down in the history of one of the greater entertainers.
Absolutely. Well said, well said. Mr. Jackson, I'm so honored to have had this chance to speak with you. I want to let everyone know that the single Get It Baby, written and produced by Tito Jackson, is available and will be coming up on his album, Tito Time. And if you listen to tonight's interview, you know it's his time. That album is out on iTunes and digital retailers November 4th. So, again, Tito, thank you so much for your time. And when we come back, we're going to listen to the single, Get It Baby. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.